私の後についてきて。
よし、これは目標を捉えた。
皆さんのための補給品です。
恐縮です。優雅に参りましょうか。これはいかが？
よっと、じゃあ行こっか。
そちらですよ。恐縮です。これで終わらせてしまいましょう。さあ、ちょっとだけ本気でいきましょうか。
相手が悪かったね。迷子私に任せて。
What's up, lucky gamers? It's Lucky Lux, and today I'm bringing you guys a video on Blue Archive. I'm excited, guys. I hit rank 1 in PvP. I've never done that in any gacha game I've ever played. Like, bro, I was sitting there just grinding out those ranks, and I hit it. Like, I have proof. You guys saw it at the beginning. By now, of course, you know, we'll go ahead and go into it. By now, I'll probably drop down, right? Because, I mean, somebody's up. Yeah, so I'm rank 4. It's whatever. I'll get it back. Like, I'll get it back. I'm not worried in the slightest. So, it'll happen because I'm confident. And what I'm going to do today is show you guys some of the units that you want to be looking for right now in PvP, and you know, some of the team formations that you want to think about, right? Because I know you guys are seeing tons of Tsubakis out there, and Tsubakis, I mean, for PvP, I mean, that evasion stat is pretty sick, so you can't just ignore it. But let's go ahead and hop into this. I'm gonna do it roll by roll, just to make it a little easier, right? And we will, you know, just go from there. But if you guys are also loving my content, loving what I do, I've seen tons of you guys dropping some comments, likes, views. Keep that up. Like and comment on my videos, and please subscribe to the channel. That way I can pretty much fight against this YouTube algorithm and bring you guys more content. Anyway, for that, let's go over. Okay, so let's go over what we have right now. So in PvP, it's urban warfare. So you want to look out for that, but then again, you got to consider the team, like the student that you're using. Sorry, because some of them can pretty much like forget about that, which I'll go over that. But if we're looking at tanks, right? Tsubaki, top tier. Tsubaki's top tier. Once I hit, like, I mean, honestly, all the way through PvP, but especially once I was like 100, like, you know, past 100, nothing but Tsubakis. And I ended up seeing teams with 2 tanks, with like Tsubaki and Hoshino, and then it was like Tsubaki, and I even saw one guy had Tsubaki and Yuka, which was interesting, and actually tripped me up for a bit, because, you know, I'm basically trying to take out 2 tanks, and then some RNG rolls, I was out here hitting Yuka, and then there's some times where I'm like hitting Tsubaki, but then like I'm having to down another tank after I get Tsubaki out. So it was just a lot of just like toxic teams for the most part. But the double tank, I mean, I'm seeing Tsubaki with Hoshino, right? And that's because, like I told you guys in the tank video, Hoshino pushes out a lot of damage, especially if you're using a unit who's weak to piercing. Hoshino with her skill is taking you out, and it's an AoE and it stuns. That's strong. Well, okay, it stuns when you level it up, but that's very strong, and she has a shield when she uses it and a basic skill to heal herself. So like if you're fighting against lower end people, go ahead and double tank it, Tsubaki and Hoshino. There's no issue in doing that at all. I see no problem with that, right? Amy, I tried using her. She's Urban Warfare S, like, so she's getting like the extra attack, but man, she's just not tanky enough. Her heals are cool, but she just died. She died way too much for me. The continuous recovery of HP just wasn't helping. I couldn't. And I tried using it in the early levels of PvP, and I was like, nope, because I was like, I don't want to use Tsubaki. Like, Tsubaki's just, but then I was just like, well, there's literally nobody else. And so I was like, I want to get rank 1. So it's kind of what I had to do. Let's see. So for healers, Serena is going to keep your units healed up that take like a huge burst of damage, as long as there's not one-shot kill range, which I'll talk about some of those units. But she's going to keep up your Tsubaki, your Hoshino, with the EX skill and the basic skill, just basically just healing them back up before they have to use their emergency heal. So definitely use her. And she's an attack type Mystic, so she'll do a little bit of damage, hopefully, to Tsubaki, who's weak to that type, where there's not a lot of those. So just consider that. You got to look at the weaknesses, which I'm going to make a video on this right here, because this is important, and this, like, actually all this right here, make a video on that. But she's very useful in that regard. And then I also saw, if we're looking at healers, right, Fuka, especially in the earlier levels, you get that nice AoE heal to help you out. It moves them. It costs a lot, so that's why it's not too crazy of like a pick, because you really want to get those abilities off, because I mean, this is on auto, so you can't control everything. RNG, you don't want that. Like, I know I told you guys I love her, but you don't want a cost 5 ability like that. Serena is just popping off that heal quicker. And then other than that, like, there really wasn't, yeah, Hane and Yane, like, I mean, she's bad in urban, so sorry if you have her. And I didn't end up using Hane because, again, her ability just costs 4, and it's not a burst heal, so you have to heal over time for the PvP. And I mean, you're getting bursted down. I mean, your Tsubaki, again, doesn't have high defense, so there are some counters to that, which I'll go over, that can, bro, I got messed up a couple of times. But anyways, let's go over some supports, right? If you're going to use any supports, there's a couple. Kayako, my favorite, love her to death. In the earlier levels, kind of like low to mid range, amazing. Want to know why? Because of the crowd control. This fear, 4 seconds, that is a long time. And your units are taking a huge amount of damage, circular area, and it does a lot. I know it costs a lot, I know. And you have to kind of like just watch on your team just to see like if you can really afford to put this. But if you have her, use her. And then you have your basic skill that also has a chance to inflict fear. This fear is clutch for you, especially if it's just Kayako in your tank. You guys can pull it out, like, for real, especially if you have a damaging special unit. Yes. And then she has her sub skill where she does more damage to enemies inflicted with the crowd control. Like, come on, it's good. It's good. I loved her. Hifumi, bad in urban. Akane, I tried using her, especially for the Hoshino tanks. She just got wrecked. I was trying using her for the single target damage, and it's very cheap. Couldn't get it to work. The auto just wasn't using it for her. And the decreased defense, Tsubaki has no defense, so this is useless for her. It's only good for Hoshino. So if there's that one time where you're really struggling against a Hoshino, then you can use Akane, right? But other than that, not doing it. The basic skill, like the 40 seconds, it's a long time, and I couldn't do it. And if you do have the 3-star, this is where she becomes a little bit more useful, because like it's a 10% chance to decrease the evasion, which, I mean, it's not hurting Tsubaki, honestly. And if you invested this much in this ability to get it up, I mean, kudos to you, but it's not really stopping Tsubaki because Akane is gonna get taken out before she can even really get this going. Hare, in your low to mid tiers for sure, she is amazing. This EX skill here, this stun, AoE stun, again, what did I just say? Okay. CC is your friend. I know it costs 4, but this saves you, especially when they're setting up with all these sniper units. Like, it's gonna save you, I'm telling you. And then you're decreasing the recovery boost. You're decreasing that Tsubaki that you're most likely struggling against, who's just healing and healing and healing and healing. You're decreasing that. It's a little bit of anti-heal. And then her sub-skill, which increases your invasion, helps keep you guys alive. I don't have it, unfortunately. But if you do have Hare at rank 3, then you're doing amazing. I probably went against some, to be honest. Solid unit though. I used her for quite a few fights. Kotama, I tried using her for the attack buff. With the auto, you can't really synchronize it too well, so it's gonna end up going off when you don't really need it, especially if you're trying to just like burst down that Tsubaki. So like I want it to be great, probably in the lower, maybe mid tiers you can use her, but in the high tiers, not gonna fly. Not gonna fly at all. I didn't even use her. I didn't even use her. I'm trying to think if this... Yeah, none of these units got used. I'm trying to think real quick. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, now we're going to damage dealers. This is what you guys are looking for. This is guys what you want, right? So top tier, Haruna, top tier, attack type mystic. She's doing damage to Tsubaki. Top tier. And not many people are using piercing units. I mean, not too many. This EX skill here in a line, bruh. I was hitting, oh my god, I was hitting Tsubakis for like 30-40k. Tsubaki doesn't have that much health. She's sitting around 20k, and she has no defense. So in that case where the RNG just helps me out and I actually hit her, bro, she's dead. She's dead. If this connects, and then whoever's standing behind them, which you guys know that the CPUs, like I forgot what it's called. Anyway, you know they're gonna just run right behind each other. Like it happens. It happens. And so this right here is gonna kill them, even though it decreases it by 10%. Bruh, it's gonna kill whoever's in that line, honestly. Unless they're, you know, resistant to it, right? And they have like decent stats. They have a decent one, but like low, mid, and even high tier, I use her all the way up to when I get to rank 1. Use her, basic skill, nice. It's doesn't hit super hard, but it's useful. Extra damage, enhanced skill, that's extra HP for you to survive, and then increases attack when you're standing still. So that first part of battle where you guys are just all standing still, she gets a 10% extra buff. So increase this, but go after the EX1, like the EX skill. I need to get her up because oh my god, was she amazing. Shun, saw her from my mid to high tiers and I was like, why is everybody using her, right? And I was like, okay, let me try her out. She's S, and bruh, increases her normal attack damage by 153%, increases her range and her crit. She's just sitting in the back, just popping like anybody off. And if anyone's using like an Emi tank or anything like that, they're gone, dead. Basic skill gives you like 2.1 skill cost when battle begins. Amazing. She's increasing her attack, and then sub skill, she has a chance to do. I don't actually think this works. Yeah, I don't think this actually works. But the EX skill, amazing. Makes her normal attack do more. So yes, use her if you have her. Honestly, the sniper units were kind of top tier. Just want to be honest. Nanami, my god, in the high ranks, Nanami, if you have a Nanami upgraded, use her. This right here, this cone, this fan-shaped area, as they say it, this will wipe out a team if they're not prepared for it. This will wipe out a team because that is so much damage. Like, the AoE is insane, and it's hard for people to get past it because not a lot of people are using, you know, a unit that can just like take her out immediately. And she's usually in a decent spot in the back to where your units are going to focus her, and she's just going to unload on your whole team. So yes, if you have her, use her. So that doesn't work, but the crit damage, she's going to crit and hit you. And then if you have Nanami and you see somebody with a Hoshino tank, Nanami will take her out. Straight just burn out that Hoshino. So yes, use her. Karin. Okay, hear me out, because she actually helped me get to rank 1. I know you guys see this and you're like, bruh, why would you ever use that? That's dumb. This right here, again, even though her stats are being lowered, she is one-shotting a Hoshino tank. She is one-shotting any DPS unit that dares to be hit by it, and she is half helping the Tsubakis with this when this comes off. And to think that's not worth it is silly, because she's a special unit. It's gonna help, trust me. At the top tiers, I'm seeing people with Karens and they're killing my Tsubakis. Straight killing. And I know people love Karin. I know they do. Karin. I know they love her. So I know people have this leveled up. I know they have their Karens leveled up. Basic skill, high amounts of damage, and a chance to stun. Do you know how annoying stuns are? You will learn. Because you'll just see your characters just sitting there just for a couple of seconds and they just die. So top tier unit, oddly enough, especially if you're trying to get rid of those pesky Hoshinos and Tsubakis real quick. Yeah, use her if you have her upgraded. If you don't really, if it's gonna cost you too much, you don't really have her upgraded, don't bother. Honestly, just don't bother. But if you can do it, do it. Because that increased attack also is really nice. Neru, no. Tried because of the evasion. No, not until we get a field warfare. Mashiro, no. Tried with the EX skill, doing the additional damage, and the basic skill is 50%. I need it to happen more often than it did, and then like in the low to mid tiers, right? I know she's a new character. It's amazing, but when we get field warfare, she'll be amazing. She will. She'll take out those tanks. She'll be amazing. Just the 50%, but right now, and the basic skill, that was nothing. So it was sad, right? Because she's brand new, but hey, it happens. Hasumi, I used her one round and it was like okay. It's like her EX skill, but that just cost way too much for me. And then her basic skill increases all her stats, but by the time I got her going, she was dead. Like, honestly, I didn't have a good chance to use her. She died before she did anything. But low to mid tiers, yes, you can use her. She can take out those Hoshino tanks. It's just she won't be doing much because she's weak and urban. But if you have her, use her. She does a strong amounts of damage, but she won't take out Tsubaki. She won't. Sorry. This won't happen. Junko, Junko still does a lot of damage in this line. So if you have her upgraded, if you have this skill upgraded, yes, use her. Only if you have it upgraded to where the damage is doing so much and it's hitting basically multiple people to where it makes sense. Where if you hit the Tsubaki and someone behind and kill them, it's useful. And the basic skill kind of helps her stay alive whenever she's low. And then, you know, you have her sub skill whenever she gets low. Useful if upgraded. Other than that, because of you know, the location. Wouldn't use her, and because of what I'm seeing, it's only gonna like one shot a, you know, Hoshino, and then if someone's using like a unit that's weak to piercing. Other than that, nope. Saya. Okay, so hear me out. She's a special, right? And she's not great in the urban warfare. But this right here, in low to mid tiers, it was honestly trolling. She just shot, threw that poison bomb and pretty much wiped out someone's whole team because they just weren't ready for it. Does a lot of damage, especially if you have her upgraded, and like if you're grinding up the levels, this will help you. The basic skills, she's just popping off, hitting somebody, decreasing their crit, helps out. Trust me, it does. I know it costs a lot, so you're gonna have to, you know, kind of arrange your team accordingly. But if you're having struggles with AoE and you don't really have anybody, but you have Saya, use her. Use her. Use her, I'm telling you. I grinded up ranks with her. She was amazing. She was amazing. Iori, I don't know why, but within like even the top 10, I saw people using her. I guess they really loved her EX skill because of what he could do, and she could dodge, her basic skill, and then yeah, she gets the extra damage when attacking without cover. But there's just better units you could use, and she's getting less attack. So if you have her upgraded, like sure, because she's a sniper and she can kill the Hoshinos that you see, but other than that, I feel like there's something better you could use, like Nanami. So just, you know, think about that. But it depends on who you use. Depends on who you use. Aru, I tried using her. I really, really did. Low to mid tier, yes. She's all AoE. So yes, and all this crit. But high tier, maybe because mine is not just like super amazing crazy, Tsubaki just wasn't dying to this. She wasn't. So I had to use somebody else. That's just what it came down to. Serika, didn't use her. Increases her attack, deals a small amount of damage, increases her attack, increases her attack speed. I didn't use her. Maybe low to mid tiers, if you have her, use her. If you have her like really strong, you can just burn somebody down, do it. But I didn't use her, and I did not see her. So in my case, she wasn't useful. Shiriko, I know she's at tier S. Mine wasn't upgraded, but low to mid tiers, yes. This will take somebody out and it costs nothing. This basic skill will just get you some AoE damage, and then she has the chance to increase her attack speed, and I think this is great. Yeah. Useful if you have her upgraded. Mine was at 26, which was not gonna fly. And I didn't see her. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna upgrade her. Because I was definitely upgrading characters throughout it. So just, you know, she gets nice attack. Low to mid tiers, she'll definitely grind you up. But as you get higher, you'll notice that you don't see her. So just think about that. Mutsuki, yes. Low, mid, and before you get to 100, or actually before you even get to like 50, this will clear out a lot of people. She will do tons of damage. This AoE will hurt somebody, especially if you have your attack stats sitting nice. And then her basic skill, if you're losing a little bit, this will kind of actually clutch it for you because they'll step on those mines and die, basically. So think about that. And then her sub skill 3, which I don't have, also increases her accuracy, which helps against Tsubakis. So yes, good unit. I wouldn't say like top tier, but definitely above average. It can help you if you're a 3-star on her against Tsubaki, and she can clear out people just by throwing that bomb bag and then just, you know, just wrecking shop. Chisei. Chisei is good. I saw her all the way up to like rank 20, maybe 15. Because if someone's Tsubaki is not crazy, this is gonna help do some damage. This is gonna help do some damage. She does AoE. It's just that nobody but Tsubaki is, you know, weak to this. And she doesn't do high amounts of damage. to justify it versus having, you know, what's her name? I don't want to mess up her name because she literally carried me. Haruna. Haruna will, you know, hit Tsubaki hard and then still kill everybody else. She say, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. But if I upgrade mine, she'll probably be like amazing. It's just the fact that, you know, she's a 2-star, and she does okay AoE. I wish with the grenade launcher she did more, but she just didn't. She's only good against Tsubaki, so it just didn't work out for me because she doesn't do high amounts of damage. Akari didn't use her at all. I really was like looking around. Like this cost 4, I feel like there's a better student that you could use with the cost 4, but if you have her, hey, this is big AoE damage. Then you have her basic skill, which increases her attack, 10% chance, but hey, if you get it, you get it. And then you get another time to increase your attack. So she can do a lot of damage. I'm pretty sure low to mid tier should be amazing. It's just I don't have mine upgraded and it wasn't gonna fly at the top tier. Didn't see her at all. Didn't see her at all at the top. So that's why I didn't upgrade her. Utaha, low to mid, you can use her. But if you have Karin, use Karin instead if you're using a DPS special unit. Yoshimi, didn't see her. Asuna, didn't see her. Didn't see her. Serena, we already went over there. But yeah, that's pretty much the units. I mean, everything. The next thing I would probably say for you is just grind out those levels. I mean, grind out those ranks. You get all the gems. Use as many gems as you are comfortable with, because you can like pretty much infinitely get the tickets to use arena. I mean, that's what I did only because I'm sitting on a bunch of gems. But if you guys don't have a bunch of gems, like, be careful. But I mean, I got like out of PvP going up all the ranks like about 6,000 gems. So definitely worth it. It'll help you get some wishes, help you get some better units. So is PvP something you should do? Yes. Is it something you can stress over? No, not really. There's raids. But if you just kind of listen to what I said, because I went all the way up to the top and I saw some cancerous stuff. So just be careful, be mindful. Like, some of the things you want to think about is like, okay, if I'm fighting against this person, he's using his team, bruh, like, go back to the locker room and sit there and look at your team and just be like, what do I need to change? Because it's all RNG. So you have to fit the puzzle pieces properly, right? You need to look at your team and be like, okay, what are they running? They're running a Hoshino and a Tsubaki, and they have an Iori or something like that. Then bring some units who have some piercing to take out that Hoshino, because if you don't take out Hoshino, she will kill your team because you're over here focused so much on the Tsubaki. Do not ignore these units. There are units here that some people love, you know, they're their waifu over metas and they have them maxed out. If that unit's giving you problems, don't ignore them because you're just like, oh, well, it's not such and such high priority. No, you need to look at that. You need to look at that unit and see how much they're doing to you and counter it. That's the whole thing. You can literally counter it. Hey, I have to make a really quick edit. I completely forgot to include the characters that I personally don't own. So I'm sorry if I missed your waifu. I got you. Okay, so we're gonna start off with Surugi. I'm so sorry I mispronounced that. So she's bad. I saw her like once in the low to mid tiers. I mean, she does a lot of damage, but she's really only going to be hurting like a Hoshino. I mean, with her just being like rank D, and Urban Warfare just wasn't the unit to use. I mean, she's cool, she's sick, I can't wait to get her, but just wasn't used. Hina, I did see her a lot in the mid to like 100 rank, only because her EX skill here does a lot of damage, but that cost way too much. By the time she uses this, she is dead. I promise you, she is dead. This does so much damage, and she's a perfect PvE unit. But by the time she uses this, she will die. Her basic skill, you know, reloads instantly, increases her attack, which will go into her EX skill, and then her sub skill whenever she's attacking these units after you destroy their cover. It's useful, but I mean, yes, did she wipe out my whole team with this? Yes, she did. But bruh, this cost too much. Cost way too much. And this is me looking at the character with the level 5 with all this damage. Like, if you don't have a Hina like super maxed out and literally people on your team that just use no skills at all, but you can't control that, then she's not going to be used. Just being honest, you're going to sit there waiting for that skill to go, and then she's going to die. And then you're going to be like, wow, I just ruined the whole fight. And I know I spent a lot of time on her. It's only because like I saw a lot of her, and I know people love her to death, but just, I don't know, not for PvP. Uzumi, I didn't see her. Yeah, I didn't see her. She heals herself, increases her attack speed, has a chance to deal lots of damage with normal attacks, but this isn't happening all the time. And so if she already has a chance to do it, and then she only has a chance to hit Tsubaki, not doing it for you. And then this is doing damage proportionate to their HP. Like for Tsubaki, that's okay, but she has to actually hit her. And then this is a recovery boost. Like, I mean, she heals herself, but she's still gonna, like, she's a tankier kind of bruiser DPS, but she still is gonna die to a lot of these sniper units. I mean, a lot of these sniper units. So I don't know. I'd have to see her more. I'd have to get her and use her and let you guys know, because I didn't see her at all, like at all. Hibiki, oh my god. I don't even know why I chose. I think there was a reason why I chose to leave this unit out. I saw Hibiki from low all the way until the literal top 3. Annoying, but yes, top tier. Annoying. This EX skill here, literally just dropping airstrikes on my team, taking out my DPS. Bro, if you have a Hibiki, level her up for the love of God. Like, I'm jealous. I might honestly do some summons on her, because for the love of God, this was crazy. Crazy. Basic skill. Again, AoE to the lowest HP person who is probably one of your snipers that you're needing to pop off one ability, or maybe your Tsubaki or somebody. It's annoying. Annoying. And then ally crit damage. Come on. Annoying. But top tier. I saw her so much. I'm just like, all these airstrikes. Maki, didn't see her. Yeah, didn't see her. I'm not even gonna go over it. Didn't see her. Just wait until her right arena. Sumire, didn't see her. So, I'm so sorry, but yeah, didn't see her. I know this does a lot, but it's only really hurting Hoshinos. So if you're seeing a Hoshino and you have a Sumire, use it. But other than that, didn't see her. And I only say that because like I feel like there's stronger piercing units that you can use, but yeah, use other units. You know what I mean? She does AoE with it as well, but she's actually strong in this. So, but that concludes my quick edit. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. You lucky gamers, have a good one. Lucky Lux out.